Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Mudpit podcast. We are a shoot the shit style podcast starring your hosts Frank. This is Zach, Josh, and Angelo.
That's the one.
You may know us from our aptly titled BS sessions, which stands for Before Studio, which explains the kind of iffy quality on a lot of those. But if you've been with us since the beginning, thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sticking with us. So we will have topics and themes, but it's what you'd consider loosely structured at best. But it's as my hipster father once said, the best things in life cannot be categorized. He then proceeded to force me to listen to 13 noise albums consecutively before I could understand the true meaning of music.
Do you understand now?
You can categorize gay.
That being said...
Like, there's gay and there's not gay.
Fuck. We're just going into it, huh? That's like some shit I would say. So speaking of music.
Yeah, speaking of music, we have...
Decor.
3/4 of our vinyls here that we've all brought to just spruce up the studio a bit. We'll just kind of give a brief overview of the ones we chose, why we chose them, and what they mean to us. Yeah. Zach's left out of it.
You know, you don't show up, you don't bring no albums, you just say racial shit. I'm just kidding.
Not all black people are gay, but like a pretty good majority of them are.
Anyway.
Are you?
Am I? No, I'm
not. Like I said, not all, but like...
He's straight and he's single.
Thank you, Frank.
You should hit him up.
He's pretty cute too, but you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah.
But to the vinyls.
To the vinyls?
To the vinyls.
Let's start with yours, Frank.
Start with mine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here's the more...
right on the top there is an album by Aesop Rock. His second solo album came out in 2016, which is actually like a traumatic period of my life, which is actually why this album means so much to me.
How old are you?
When that came out in
Nice.
2016.
Hey, 20.
I don't know how to do math, dude.
I think you were 20, right?
Oh no, that was 5 years ago, so I was...
What? Almost 5
Oh
years.
no, 4 years ago. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking ahead.
So you're 26.
What? Oh,
dude, this fucking
got me. Dude, the running gag has been that I'm 27.
Bro, literally, like...
I'm not. I'm 23 right now.
Him and I used to work together. We all know that, right? One time my mom came in, and then we all...
Was I 18 when that came out then?
I don't
Was
know.
that 4 years ago?
Probably.
No, I was 19. 19.
Yeah.
When that came out.
But he told my mom that he was 27, and I keep telling her that we're hanging out, and she just thinks I'm hanging out with like an almost 30-year-old at 18.
I was just grooming him.
I know, dude. Because I think I was actually 17 when I met you, because I'm 20, about to turn 21 now. So maybe she thinks I got molested or something. Not by him. He's not a molester. We know what we do with molesters around here. With the rope and the dynamite.
The rope and the dynamite.
Rope and the dynamite.
Amen.
Dynamite.
But why'd you choose that one?
Because it's probably his most personal album of like his entire discography. And like when he gets into it, a lot of the stuff that he talks about is just stuff that resonates with me. The second song on there, Rings, talks about his failed career as like a visual artist. He used to draw, he used to paint. And he thought that that's what he was going to do as a career. He went to school for it, the whole thing, and it just never panned out. And I used to be a musician. I used to make music.
You do.
And I just stopped. I just gave up one day, and I never got back into it. And that song talks a lot about like regret and not beating yourself up for it forever. And it's also really interesting that we're doing this now because he also talks about, in that same song, putting yourself out into the world for introspection and dissection, which is kind of like what we're doing with a podcast and becoming, internet personalities. Is we're inviting all these people that we don't even know to look at us, analyze, and critique our lives. And that was like a big hill for me to get over personally. Now, after a year of attempting to get this off the ground and failing miserably until this point,
I mean,
I've grown a lot since then. But yeah, that album has helped me considerably through a lot of low points in my life.
I should listen to that album too because I've done everything I've kind of done in my life up until this point has kind of just I've given up on a lot of things. Some things more than others. Like when I used to work at Netflix, I was like, oh yeah, this is my like my whole life. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be an actor. You know, I'm definitely gonna be a director. By 24, I'm gonna have an Oscar. Like I worked in background on I think like December to March, and then it just slowed down a shit ton, and then I just never really went back because my car broke and I couldn't get there. But like, you know, you always kind of wonder about like what. If you would have like gone with your original plan and not talked yourself out of it, where would you be?
Where would you be?
Exactly. Like
especially when you invest so much time into it, because like I learned how to do music production. Like I would have gone down the route of producer. Because what would have happened?
Same thing with me, but I
was familiar with Ableton Live, Reason, FL Studio, stuff like that, and then I just dropped it one day and haven't touched it since.
That's kind of what happened with me with music, dude. Because I used to make. All the songs I made in like a cumulative time of less than like 4 hours, like all one take, because the timing of it was really like shitty. Because I'd go from school to like a 30-minute drive, and then I'd have to go to work. You know what I mean? And I never really gave it 100%. You know what I mean? Which is also another problem that I have is like always not giving it 100%. But you know, I wanted to be a country singer. I was gonna go on American Idol, but I didn't want to tell my boss.
So you want to talk about your vinyl?
Yeah, because actually I was...
You could tell us about the country singer thing first.
It kind of ties into this because like I used to work at a real estate broker, and it was just me and him, and I had to take that Friday off to go audition. If I didn't, I was going to go sing a country song, which was not one of these, but like I used to listen to them all the time, which is kind of how I got into country, and that's my favorite country album right now, all-time favorite, but there's this new guy I like a lot. But I didn't want to tell him like, hey, I'm not going to be here on Friday, because I'm going to go audition for American Idol. If you don't see me Monday, fuck you. You know, I couldn't do that to him. So I just...
Why not?
Because I don't know, I was just too nervous. Like, I wasn't confident.
Or is it the inverse? You don't want to tell him I'm going to go audition, and then if you come back on Monday, he's like, yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, look where you are. Failure. I just couldn't take it. Also, back then I didn't get... I gave too many fucks, you know? I was always like, I was just walking around all shy and shit, like Chinese people before Bruce Lee.
Dude, that was literally me last month.
Yeah. You just gotta like, I think what helps...
You just gotta push through it.
Yeah.
You gotta push through it. You gotta like, take all those feelings inside and be like, hey, shut up.
I actually have something, like, I know I didn't bring the vinyl, but the vinyl that I do, I'll go last. I'll go after Josh.
Okay. No, you can't talk about it at all.
We'll have to flash up like a little JPEG of his album. We should
it'll
actually
be
just
here.
put it over his head for the entire episode.
Yeah, but...
But the Kid Cudi album, Soundtrack to My Life. The reason I picked that one is because that album has been with me throughout my childhood. This is the only album or in songs that like I still listen to that I used to listen to when I was like 5 to 10. You know what I mean? And so
Is that album really that old?
It's pretty old.
It's pretty old, yeah.
Yeah, and so...
Like, I remember hearing, like, Day and Night, like...
You know what, that's true. I've always grown up hearing that song.
Yeah.
I grew up with that album along with my aspirations to create. And since you're actually creating stuff now, why not bring the album along?
There you go. Comes full circle.
Mm-hmm.
My dad showed me Day and Night when we were harboring fugitives in our house. Well, it wasn't like a real fugitive yet, but we were gonna be. Because we used to like let like my dad used to run a business and he used to let like crackheads and homeless motherfuckers work and shit. I think that's how it worked. I don't know. I haven't really asked him. Like I just kind of put those together.
So he like paid them under the table or what?
No, it was like he was like a real employee, but like he wouldn't do anything. He just kind of just drive around like on whatever he had and just he lived in like our basement basically. Because we had two. We had like one beneath the house.
I'm not laughing at them. I'm just.
It's crazy. You know, I live a wild life.
The saturation is like
whatever it takes to get the bag, man.
Yeah. I know you got
bag secured,
dude. Fuck California's taxes.
If we had like crackhead slaves, this podcast would be soaring to the roof.
That's true because we would just have to put the content out there, and then we could give it to them to do all the editing,
and they could probably
promotional
get that shit done
stuff.
fast.
Dude, think about their network. You know, like
they
that's
fucking know
network.
everyone. Yeah, every crackhead knows like every other crackhead in Albuquerque.
They're like, let me tell you about this one on 2nd Street. They got the best fucking.
Yeah, because they have their little territories.
Then every crackhead at least knows at least one normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's this: if we have every crackhead in Albuquerque following our podcast, that's the population of Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's like bigger than Rogan.
That would
Yeah.
be sweet.
To have a
Like
bunch of
to
crackhead
have a
audiences.
crackhead podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about our analytics. It'd be like average watch time with like 14 seconds though. and they just go to sleep, and then we just like.
At least they leave it on in the
I know.
background, you know.
No, they probably just like accidentally. Because then another crackhead would come steal their computer and shit. And
That's
disconnect
true.
it.
Yeah.
So
But hey, that's free exposure because they see that it's on our tab.
also, crackheads would make great salesmen. Think about it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, let me sell you this toaster. Like this is the same one that got."
I know
dropped
it's
in the
like
bathtub."
3:00 in the morning, and like I don't live in your neighborhood, but you need this toaster because I need $20.
It's like a guy killed himself with his toaster. He was in the bath making a toaster strudel, knocked it over, killed himself. $25 right now. With
Still
the
got the
obituary.
toaster strudels in it.
Yep. Still with the
Soggy
fucking-
ass toaster shoes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Sorry, I'm gonna take it now because I don't have my vinyl here obviously, but it's gonna be.
Stop. That's so
It's all right. Like
Sorry,
I feel it's okay because I don't have my vinyl here,
Uh-huh.
so a little bit of shitting on it's all right.
You've
But,
only
like-
had a month.
I know. What you guys had this here like yesterday? That was
Mine's
Josh
been here.
Josh has been here since day one.
And I ordered mine like 4 weeks ago.
Well, here's the thing. So I didn't order mine. Like I have
It's actually
vinyls
the first
at my
vinyl
house.
I've ever owned.
Like you see the price tag on these ones are like $30 because they bought new vinyls. But like, you're talking about connection to the vinyls in your life. The vinyls that I have was growing up. I used to be really into music, and music and movies. But music specifically, when I started learning about music and like how to play music specifically, not like on instruments, but like how to play it with like speakers and like a receiver,
Yeah.
and like how music, this like sound quality works. I couldn't afford like a really nice receiver or really nice like speakers or anything. But I figured out how to like find at like thrift stores old receivers, like old speakers, and like make them work. And so my Billy Joel vinyl, it was price tag was like $2.99 because I went to like a vinyl store and like I was just like, oh fuck, Billy Joel. And Billy Joel, I specifically love him because like that idea of it's not on the album. The album I'm gonna bring is Glass Houses, but like in other albums, like he has Piano Man. Like that idea of just performing for just like that in the song Piano Man, he's performing for like just the bar. Like he's the piano man. He's just a kid who's playing the piano and like he's getting the free beer or whatever, and he's just entertaining the people who are lost. And he's a kid. He's also lost, and like that's how they're all connected is with him performing this song. And I've always been attracted to that idea of performance, like even with movies and music, just being able to put on a show for someone to make them forget whatever else is going on in their life. That's always attracted me. I've always loved that idea. And even now, like you guys were talking about, like giving too much fucks about what people care about.
Yeah.
I've always been like bullied. I've never really fit in with anyone, so I've never really cared what other people think because other people are gonna like hate me anyway.
Yeah.
So like even now, I write a lot. Like there's a graphic book that I'm working on that I just do in MS Paint, and like mainly I want to get it to be like a book that it was published and like being able to be sold. But even if it never reaches that point, I'm still happy writing it for like some of my coworkers, because I have a couple of coworkers that like I'll show the updated versions to, and they like it. Like it's just being able to get through another night of like they're like in a bad mood. And I'm just like, hey, you want to see the new page, the book that I wrote? And they're like, yeah, like sure, whatever. And it's something they always say that like makes me really happy is, it's all in MS Paint, it's all me. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, you have a very like distinct art style. Yeah. Like they see it and it's like it reminds them of me.
Yeah.
So that's all I ever want with anything, like even the podcast.
To be remembered.
Well, not necessarily to be remembered, but
be
like
associated with your work.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Your art style is kind of like. It's so you, because you're like, it's almost like metal, but like cartoony. You know? Because he like designed the soccer
Speaking
logo.
of being remembered for your art, Michael Bay, man.
Oh,
God
fuck. Megan Fox's belly button.
Megan Fox's belly button. That's an image that will forever be
I'm
associated.
trying to
with
get
Michael Bay.
Billie Eilish's belly button on like whatever.
Dude, she
That's-
got tattoos
that's-
on your belly button.
Did you see that picture that the
Yes,
oh my god.
She looks so good, dude.
That's what I'm saying, bro. People are like, ew, she looks like
No, dude, she
Dude,
looks
listen.
so good.
Listen,
Zach,
this guy was
Zach,
like,
before you come next week, I need you to do something for me. Just like go in the bathroom, just like
No, that,
No, but
that won't
I'm
help.
trying to talk about.
That's not the point. Like,
I'm trying to talk about something important here because
this
this guy,
is important. Yeah.
this guy was like, Billie Eilish turned into a wine mom in 10 months. I'm like, that's what women look like. You fuck. Don't you remember that?
What is it? Like, it's just what
and
people look
who gives a
like.
fuck if she's
She
not
looks
like
good as
she's like
Well, it's
that-
what it is it's sensationalism.
yeah, because everybody wants every fucking girl to look like
Yeah.
fucking like the waist this big and the asshole this fucking big.
She
But,
still
like,
has huge titties and like.
I mean, that's not what I'm trying to say right now.
asshole that fucking big. Dude, no, if that asshole was that big, you just run with your mouth open and shit was it just be like you know what I mean? It'd be like that. But like a yeah, like if she like stood outside when it was windy, opened up her mouth, it'd be like SpongeBob in that one episode where the fucking wind was flying through. And like
Instead of holding a boombox, it's
Yeah.
just her outside on a windy day.
Like farting probably sounds like a whale.
yeah.
Like a whale call.
No, but like, listen, I'm a fat fuck, and you're trying to say Billie Eilish is fat. Look at me. Her and I got
she's
the
not
same
even that
titties.
fat. Like
I know she's not fat. Like she's like a young woman, and okay, if I was rich, I would be literally 400 pounds in 2 months.
would you
Really?
be like?
Fuck yeah, I'd be like, hey,
No
I'm
way.
like, what are y'all doing?
I don't
tonight?
think so. Would you?
No, no,
do you
no,
really
no.
think you'd be like Action Bronson?
Yeah,
Like just
100%. I would do a food show. I would be buying listen.
I put some sardines on a graham cracker, and I rolled up a blunt.
Let me
I
tell y'all
smoked it,
something.
and I ate an entire jar of Jiffy peanut butter.
Dude, I would just like, I would be a Kilo Green. That'd be my new show. It'd be like eating with Kilo Green. I'd call all my friends, all my family. We'd be going out to like crazy ass dinners every single night. It's on the house. Like everybody who comes in that restaurant, from the time I walk in to the time I leave, it's all for them. I'm gonna be poor and fat. That's the main goal.
You guys.
All right. On the flip side of that. Stop. On that flip side of that. Dude, if I was rich, like millionaire rich, I wouldn't need to worry about money. I wouldn't need to worry about time because I already have all this money and all this time. I would be jacked.
I know.
I would be
yeah.
like, wake up,
Yeah.
4 a.m., 4 to
I-
8, gym.
I want to
lift. Nothing.
During that one time, we went to the gym.
Nothing is standing between me and like peak physique if I had the time of day to do
That
it.
is actually
One time, me and
I
Jeremiah,
would be jacked.
we lived in the same apartment complex, and we went to the like gym that they had there, and like we were trying to work out, but everything was so broken. Like it was like the oldest gym known to man.
I remember
It's just
that
like-
gym at that complex.
Yeah.
We were like,
It's-
let's meet here, and you're like, oh, this is like none of the treadmills work.
They didn't
Like,
have
they're
free
missing
weights.
the
They
keys,
they had
there's no free weights. Like
Yeah.
half the things were like broken. All of the seat cushions were like torn apart.
It
was
was
like
all
they
the fat
got-
people go in there. They fuck up the equipment. They're like,
no. It's all
Like
the
me.
crackheads go in there. They think they're like hacking the White House on the treadmill.
actually, to be fair though, like I think I would actually get fucking gargantuan if I had the money for it, because like eating healthy compared to eating bad is so. It seems different to me because like you can go get yourself like, what are you gonna get for $2? An apple?
Yeah,
Good. What are you gonna do with that?
apples are delicious.
Eat an apple.
It is good. I love apples, but
I
like
don't really like. I mean, like
I'm gonna bring it.
Like,
Like
you can't
Don't
like don't tell.
well,
don't
like
tell
I
me
like
shit.
apples, but like I wouldn't spend any money on apples. Like you
Just
give
like-
me $2, like
You're going to
I'm
soda,
gonna-
aren't you?
Yeah, it's like
Huh?
it's like what are you gonna get? A fucking McDouble?
A McDonald's.
I'm not even
or a
gonna.
fucking-
I
You
don't
get
know
the
what
dirty
I would
deluxe
buy.
meal, dude?
Yeah.
No, I would
Okay.
probably like.
2 McDoubles, extra pickles, no drink.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Also like, cause think about a salmon.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
It's time for me to wake up.
No, like you like oh I'm going to go get a salmon. That's fucking $19. And then what can you get with $19?
A salmon.
Like
A salmon. I would.
No, like,
see,
a
I would
fucking
spend
piece
money
of
on a
salmon.
salmon.
fuck salmon, bro.
Like not an apple.
Bears
No.
eat that shit. Do I look like a bear to you?
Yes.
I would go
You
with.
know what? That was that was nasty, dude. I look like a fat gay dude. Dude, I used to get mistaken. I used to get mistaken for a girl all the time, dude. Like,
We had long hair.
Yeah, when I was in 7th grade, I was small. I had the little, like, you know, the little titties like a girl.
Got nice titties for a
And then
boy.
I was on the wrestling team, and I was in the weight class with all the other girls. And one time, I had to wrestle this dude who was fucking, like, he had to be 27, like Frank. You know, he was fucking in there, like, he came in here, like, he was, like, shaking and shit. I was like, God damn, this guy's fucking crazy. And then the match was, like, 6 seconds. I think he just picked me up and just destroyed me instantly. And I started crying, right? And then the coach on the other team was like, it's okay, honey, and, like, patted me on my back, and I just walked away crying. And then, yeah, he thought I was a girl.
I don't think you're a girl.
I don't look like one now. Like I said, I look like a fat gay dude. But, well, it's mostly on the gay side.
You
I don't
said
really
it,
look
not
that
us,
fat.
dude.
What?
I said you said it, not us.
I don't give a fuck. My dad
Can we
says I'm
stop with the burpees, please?
Oh, you've given us like.
No, it's good. It's good. It's
No,
audio.
no.
yeah, because it's like another clap sync. Fuck it.
There
What are
you
you gonna
go.
do?
So like,
Yeah.
if you miss the first one, you just go to where I burp, and there you go.
Yeah.
You can
It helps. It helps dead air, honestly. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like
it
it
does.
fills up space with something.
Mhm.
Besides me talking about like me being a girl.
But back to like the crackhead conversation earlier. Very interesting the interactions that happen just like out late at night.
You mean like
Dude, I kind
NPCs?
of I miss night shift for this explicit reason of getting out at like midnight
Uh-huh.
and then you're wide awake and you're just exploring the city. At least that's what I used to do. I
Yeah.
would just go to like Whataburger at 2 a.m. And one time that I was there actually at 2 a.m. Jesus.
Come on.
We got the crash sync, dude.
Crashing, clapping, bird sync.
One time I was there at, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was after a shift that I'd worked when I used to work at Chick-fil-A. And I took a couple of my friends from there who also worked on the closing crew down to Whataburger. And there was one other person in the lobby. And it was this guy who was sitting in the opposite corner from us. And we weren't really paying much attention to him until like midway through our meal. We noticed that he's like mumbling. We're like, is he talking to someone?
Yeah.
Is he on the phone? And, like, it doesn't look like it. And so he starts getting louder, and we're like listening in intently at this point. We're like, what is he talking about? And all we could discern from everything that was coming out of his mouth was a Russian plot involving vampires and the Kardashians.
That's real.
He's onto something.
Yeah,
He is onto something.
Yeah.
But I think what podcast was the where we think schizophrenic people are living in the real reality?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like what it is. Like if you smoke crack and you fry your brain, like our brain is literally.
You unlock a doorway to
Do you
another
want to know
dimension.
why we only use 10% of our brains? Because the government controls the other 90%.
No, here
You smoke
I
crack.
got a story to tell. It was senior year of high school, so I was like, I think I was 17 or 18. But my friend Josh invited me. I won't give his last name. I shouldn't have given his first name. But like he invited me over.
I invited you over. Go ahead.
No, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was a different Josh.
So your
He
friend
was white.
Jorgensen.
Yeah, and he invited me over to do mushrooms, and like I was like, yeah, dude, I definitely want to do that. Like that sounds fun because I was really into psychedelics at the time, and then he's like, here you go. Here's some anti-nausea medication. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take that. And then he's like, here, take these too. And I was just assuming like it was still the anti-nausea medication. He gave me Adderall. So I'm sitting there tripping balls, and then Adderall kicks in. I've never done Adderall before except for that one time. And like my brain was gone. Like I was going back and forth between thoughts of like him being like Jesus and then him being Satan, and like it was really bad to the point where like I had to leave. I had to leave his house, and he lives over here. He lives Ventana West
Stop
area.
saying where he lives.
Oh shit, yeah.
Dude. This is his first.
So your
last
friend
name.
Jorgensen, who lives in New Hampshire.
He lives in New Hampshire, but he lives up here, like in this area.
Yeah, okay.
And I lived down the hill.
Boss, dude.
I'm not gonna. I lived down the hill, basically 10 miles apart from where he lived to where I lived.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not gonna drive. I'm not dumb. I'm not gonna drive, but I'm gonna walk home. So I start putting on my shoes, and he's like, "Dude, where are you going?" And I'm like, I'm going to go home. Like, I want to see my parents. And he's like, no, just stay here. And, like, he started, like, whispering it. Like, no, don't go. Like, no, you don't have to go. And, like, and, you know, the thoughts of, like, him being Satan.
Yeah.
Those were really ramping up because he was fucking whispering. He's like, no, you don't go. And I'm like, dude, I'm putting on my shoes. Like, you're not going to stop me. And he kept trying to stop me to the point where, like, I left barefoot. I didn't put shoes on. I was like, I got to get out of here. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's 2 o'clock. It took me an hour to get home. So I left at like around 2, and then I got home around 3. So like I'm walking 10 miles barefoot, and like the whole time, and like I'm not walking on the sidewalk. I'm walking on like the bike lane area because it's the only way I knew how to get home was like
On the road?
like on the road. So like I was going back
Nothing
between.
suspicious about that.
No, nothing at all. But
No,
like,
but like really, nothing suspicious about that. It happens all the time in Albuquerque.
yeah, I know, and that's what I'm trying to say is like I've been in that position where it's like there's no reason I should have been walking barefoot at 2 o'clock in the morning on the side of the road, and like every time a car would come, I would run on the rocks like to the wall and just like hide, just like make sure they didn't see me, and then
Lay down, dude.
no, there was a point where like I hid behind a bush, like because there was lights coming, and I was like, no, they can't see me like this, and like. So I'm walking home, and like I remember seeing like certain people just like outside, like passing them on the sidewalk at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm barefoot, like looking crazy as shit. Cause like I had long hair at the time, and like
Of course you did.
I wasn't expecting to go
You
anywhere.
can't be into psychedelics and have short hair.
It's not how it works.
It's not how
Unless
it works.
you're
Unless it's like buzz cut.
Unless it's like buzz cut. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say like literally I've seen like people with buzz, cause then they're just getting ready to grow long hair again.
Yeah.
like the weed is like fertilizer. No, not the weed. The shrooms
Yeah,
fertilize the scalp.
Exactly.
There you go.
And I remember like the whole time, like it felt like Simba from Lion King. Like you know how he's in the stars, like looking down. That's what he was like looking at me the whole time, like just helping me, like guide me home.
Simba.
No, not Simba. Who's the
Mufasa?
Mufasa? Mufasa was helping me. Like he was
Like
looking
actual
down.
Mufasa?
Yeah. Like actual
that's
Mufasa. Yeah, and I would look up, and he wouldn't be there. I'd be like, "You son of a bitch!" Like he's only there when I'm looking this way, and like
That's incredible.
I walked home the like, entire way, but like
Was he like talking to you? Like,
he wasn't talking to me.
but like you're just like,
But
he's
you
telling me.
Yeah. He was like just looking.
Dude,
Looking at me.
nothing about any of that gives me any excitement. Like I would hate to do mushrooms.
Yeah,
It
no,
just fucking,
I
like-
am pretty
I'm like-
out of like.
I'm like, hey, let me just.
drug community.
Like I'm like I can barely handle reality as it is because my life's crazy enough. Like I just said, we would harbor a future fugitive. Like I don't need to fucking put a mushroom in there. And then he comes in my room.
You wanna share that? Well, go ahead and finish.
Well, that was pretty much it. Was just like I've been in like situations like that where I'm.
You have
I'm
been the crackheaded to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's incredible.
Dude, see, this is the duality of man. Because I bet you if you ended up at Whataburger, we would have saw you and been like, yeah, the Russians.
Yeah,
and
I would
the
have been like fucking Mufasa, guys. Like he's there. He is looking at us all the time. Don't disappoint
watching
him.
us always.
Don't disappoint him.
The great Mufasa. Yeah, no, dude.
So, dude, tell us about your harboring fugitives.
I don't know, man. We got involved with this family that was like my babysitter for a long time, and we had this guy. I'm not gonna say his real name because I lost contact with him. He doesn't have internet access anyway, but it's fine. But he was like an uncle to us, and he was in Vietnam, and like he got hit by a semi truck twice on a bike, still survived. He cut half of his face off, and they did like a skin graft from his ass, so we used to call him Buttface. Swear to God, that's a real story. And he hated getting wet. So one time we had
So one time you dumped water on him, called him buttface?
no, like listen, this is what happened. So he hated.
Buttface.
I think because he probably got waterboarded or some shit in Vietnam. That's why he doesn't like getting wet. So he would chase us. Because we'd have water fights in the front yard. If we'd get him wet, he would chase us and shit. It was funny. And like even if it was like the tiniest drop. So one time I came up with him with like a hose, and he was sitting like right here, and there was like an open fire pit because we were just barbecuing. And I went up with the hose and I sprayed him. He went to go grab me, and I fucking fell into the barbecue pit and grilled myself. So, yeah, that's one of the stories. Anyway, so that guy had a brother. And that guy's sister was my babysitter. But the brother had like this like fucking like little like shed basically on like a big ass piece of property up in California. And he used to have this dog that he used to bring over. And like we were all allergic to dogs, so we couldn't have one. But he came on a bike because none of them could drive legally. So he came up on a bike with a dog like right next to him. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy shit. He had like a Subway sandwich or some shit like out of his back pocket. I don't know where the fuck it was stashed. But I fed the sandwich to the dog and I just played with the dog for a long time. Next thing you know, he disappears for a while. I'm like, oh, before that, he tried to fix the electrical wiring on the house I lived in, and then he blew the house up. So like we had no electricity for like the rest of the time we lived there, because I think he electrocuted himself or something. I don't know what the fuck happened. So next thing you know, he disappears for a while, and then I found out he was in jail, and he used to live in our basement. So yeah, that's my story.
There you go.
It's crazy the people you meet, you know.
I like when you're in a video game and the NPC comes up and is like, dude, I need a cat with a grenade in his ass right now, and you're like, what the fuck? Why? And he's like, dude, that's not the question. Like the question was
that's the quest.
Yeah, that's the quest.
That's the quest.
Like
then you just
Dude, I
press
feel like,
B to
I feel like
interact.
there are
and you find a cat,
actually
and you
quest
go,
givers in real life.
That's
like
him.
they just exist to give you things to do.
That same guy who I sprayed with the water, like he took me and my older brother through Vallejo, which is like the worst part of Vallejo in like 2008 on scooters. Like just through the whole fucking
Your objective was survive.
Yeah, dude, literally. Because this was the weirdest shit ever. He was like, let's go on a ride. And I was like, all right. So we fucking like, we got my helmet with the fucking...
Did he say it like
you're
that?
fucking Hell's Angels.
No, we got like, it was me and my brother. I had
He's like,
like,
trust me, put this in your left pocket.
Yeah,
You're
I
going
had-
to want this.
I had the scooter with the fucking one handle and then the helmet, and me and my older brother, we were riding on the freeway at one point. Like, it's like an 8-year-old kid and an old homeless man. I swear to God. So we were just riding the scooter.
push scooter?
Yeah,
That's
like on the
incredible.
scooter. So we went from my house down this big ass hill, which is horrifying as it is. Then we went onto an off ramp over the fucking freeway. He picked a booger, threw it out, hit a car, and I was like, ew. And then so we kept going through like the fucking like crest, like which was like, well, I don't think it was actually the crest. I lied, but it was like a ghetto ass part of Vallejo where like the windows were all boarded. There was burnt down houses and shit from like gang wars. It was fucking sick. I was 8 years old. I was living the best one, and I knew the girl I liked lived on that street because she told me that.
Oh,
Anyway, so I was
that's
looking for
why
her.
you
I
went.
was looking at every house. I'm like, where is she? Obviously, she didn't come outside because she probably get ran over. Because that's what happened to my first girlfriend. And then we went through like...
ran over?
Yeah, she got hit by a car after she moved, and I never saw her again. I'm trying to find her. She's probably dead.
That's crazy.
Fucking cheers. Anyway, so that we went through like
I don't have anything
we went through the national forest, and like I found
got
like
you, bro.
we were like crawling. This is about COVID.
no. All right.
Oh,
Cheers.
dude.
Cheers to that.
Anyway,
That actually tastes pretty good with a little bit of coffee in it.
You're crazy.
We're keeping this shit live.
You're
Yeah,
actually psychotic.
yeah, but yeah, we went through like a national forest, and I found like a dead squirrel. We were like crawling through trees and shit. I'm like, where are we going?
You went on the freeway, the forest?
Yeah, it's
They
California.
had a
War
day,
zone?
bro.
Dude, we were
They had
gone.
a
Like,
day.
we were gone for a long fucking time, and then like we ended up in like this trailer park where I guess he lived. Maybe I don't know where he actually lived, but we were just there, and I don't even know what we got. I think we got like an ice cream cone, like just the cone, and then we went back. And then
You know
but
what?
then-
That's the
but-
least of my worries.
And then another time we saved an old lady from getting beat up by her pimp. I swear to God, this is a real
That's-
story. So he had there was a bunch of cinder blocks. I was with me, the guy who kicked the cat, and my older brother. So
I remember that story.
Yeah.
Reference back to an older episode.
I think that was
it was one
Failures.
of our BS sessions.
Yeah,
I'm
it was.
pretty sure it was
Um,
failures.
Failures is go check out that. I'm most proud of like
that was a good episode. Anyway, so we were with those three fellas. And then next thing you know, like this lady was like, hey, come here, help me. And I was like, oh shit, like what's wrong? She was like, can you move these cinder blocks like right now? And I was like, I guess. So yeah, we did. And then she was like, do y'all want some ice cream or something? After we did it, we like tried to hurry up. She was like, hurry. And I was like, all right. And then after we finished it, she was like, do you guys want to come inside for some ice cream? And we're like, nope, not at all. So then like a guy came up in like a lowrider, and it was like, I already knew that shit was about to get hairy because I heard it like when we were riding away. He was like, where's my fucking money? And I was like, oh fuck. So I think I saved that old lady from a potential beating, but I don't know why the cinder blocks were in need.
She probably was having you guys hide the money, bro.
With the cinder block?
Stacking the cinder blocks over the hole that she dug.
I don't
for
know.
money.
It's kind of a vague memory. I just kind of remembered it because it was in that same trailer park where that guy lived. I actually don't even know if he had a house. But yeah, that's life. And then my dad gave a car to that babysitter.
Dude, no wonder you don't do drugs.
My
Yeah, I don't want to be an NPC, dude. I don't,
Yeah, no, dude.
my biggest vice is like caffeine, pretty much.
Good for you.
A few other things
Good
too.
for you.
my great there's a memory that I had. I'm gonna tell the story, but like most of it has been like deleted because it was just so traumatizing to me as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So we go camping with my uncle. He goes and hunts elk and stuff. And this guy, he goes, I'm gonna take the kids on the hike. And all the kids are like, yeah, let's go. Little did we fucking know. Fucking, so he takes us on this trail, then all of a sudden he breaks trail with like 6 little kids. And fucking like next thing I knew, we're like, our arms were linked and he was dragging us across the river. Then we got lost. We got completely lost and the sun was setting. I barely remember this part. But like I remember the kids were crying and he's like, everybody just shut up. He's like, I'm trying to figure this out. Then blackness is in my memory. Then
You remember it was just black as fuck. You don't see anything.
dude, like I don't remember anything. I just remember like them crying, me blinking, and we were back at the campsite.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
like
You really just purged that from your memory.
Something similar to that actually happened to me one time because we were at this place called Blue Rock Springs in Vallejo. It was like a national park, but they'd close it at like 7, like at sundown.
Uh-huh.
So we were up in like the hills, like just fucking around with the homeless dude,
Yeah.
with the homeless dude and my dad, and then like we got locked in, and we had a turtle because we stole a turtle from a national park, and we had to jump over the barbed wire fence, and we were like, oh fuck, this is like scary because I've never climbed a fence. And I'm 200 pounds and 5 foot tall. So we threw the jackets over, we hopped the fence, we got out with the turtle. We later returned him after I figured out he needs water. So yeah, he was alive and kicking. We used to steal tadpoles from there.
Okay.
You know, like that's just what you do at
As long as the turtle made it,
Yeah.
we're good.
You steal shit from national parks. By shit, I mean animals, and then you just live your life.
there's a like giant snapping turtle on the golf course down here, in the San Diego golf course, and we put it there, but like it grew huge, like it's so big. I like remember we were at that golf course and I saw like a giant ass turtle like crawl into the water. I was like, that was him. There's no way that was not that turtle.
That's why I said we should have like we should put the oxalotls in the Rio Grande and watch them grow into like in a million
Just
years.
destroy the ecosystem.
No, they'll just be like the new humans, you know, because they already kind
That
of
would
look
be
like
crazy.
Because like
They're already like extinct. Like they
Axolotls?
yeah.
Like in the wild, they're extinct.
yeah.
Yeah. Not extinct, sorry, endangered.
No, I thought they were like extinct. Like you can only get them as pets.
Dude, I hope not.
Maybe.
They're so
If
like
they're-
they just.
if-
I think it's like there's some in like certain like Mexico mountains, like in like
In the creeks though, probably.
yeah,
I think it's the white ones are endangered.
yeah. The white ones, they're well.
Yeah.
The black ones are like you can find those in the wild, but like you can't find.
Like the
white ones.
Yeah.
White isn't it weird that like white animals are always like hard to find in nature? Like an
Albino?
albino, yeah,
Yeah.
like they are not the majority.
It's just
This is crazy.
it's like a defect, a mutation in their genes.
Oh no,
Yeah.
is that where we're headed?
Yeah, white people are defective. Like, remember that girl? Remember that girl? Like,
I'm half Mexican. Like
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter, dude.
no.
It's still white,
I can work it out.
You know in Spanish?
See.
You're fired.
He's good. He's good.
All right, no, but like, remember that? Like, you guys saw that video of that white bitch throw the dog at that black dude?
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
like-
crazy.
I'm like, damn, bitch, you
Dude,
must be.
That's NPC energy. The guy's quest that was given was to
The dog.
save the dog.
Yeah, it's like a main checkpoint. After you fight the white bitch, you get the dog.
The
Dude,
dog has
kudos
been
to
added
him
the
for
party.
like not just rocking her.
I know.
Because I could have dealt with like verbal berating like that, but the moment you throw a dog, I don't care what gender you are, you're getting knocked the hell out.
I've been seeing like these
I
like
kind of conclude with that, or I don't know what the word
Like
I'm
if you
trying to say.
involve animals or small children, things that can't defend
and the
themselves.
elderly.
Yeah, and
I
the
know we
elderly.
hate the elderly.
Those are the
Fuck
three.
the elderly.
I know.
Fuck the elderly.
I
Like-
love the elderly.
I do.
Like,
I'm
I'm
indifferent.
not
I love
actively-
certain elderly people.
certain.
I'm
because-
more of like a passive hate towards the elderly.
Same.
Like I'm not gonna go and like just push any over, but
I'm
like
not gonna kick a
don't lie.
walker out from a grandma.
Dude, I had to stop a fight with two old ladies at my mom's job over.
You shouldn't have. You should have recorded it.
No,
Dude, I almost
Sorry.
fought an old guy at Little Caesars.
Dude, we don't. Okay, these.
Okay, never mind. Actually, I'm taking it.
Bro, these two old ladies were fighting over prescription drugs, and I was like, "Hey, cut that shit out!" And I'd separate them. And like, it was the saddest thing I've ever seen because it was like the slowest fight I've ever seen. But they still bled like crazy because they're just so weak.
What?
She was like, and she's like, and then like, yeah, it was bad, dude. And then I was like, I had time to run from my truck all the way over there before like 2 hits landed, and then I had to break them up. And then cops came, and she was like, this bitch took my fucking meds. And I was like,
That's real life.
that's real life, Jack.
That's real life.
Let me tell you something. You don't need no education. They ain't gonna teach you that shit. How to separate two old ladies fighting over Percocets.
I almost fought some. I say old. He was like in his 60s, dude at Little Caesars. We were having like some kind of event. I don't remember what it was for, but we needed pizza. We were hosting like a bunch of people. I think it was like a LAN party or something.
Uh-huh.
This is only a few years ago. I don't know why we were having a LAN party. We could have just hopped on live, but
It's more fun like that.
we're picking up pizzas and bringing them back, and so we pull up to Little Caesars. We see there's like a line in the drive-thru. There's like a couple cars outside. We're like, maybe a second. So I got my friend Pat with me, my roommate, and we walk in, and we go up and we order, and they tell us they're like, we're behind. It's gonna be like a 30-minute wait. Are you guys okay with that? And like, yeah, it's fine. That's fine. We'll wait for the pizza. Like, got nothing better to do. Just killing time before the party starts. So
Yeah.
we sit down and we're waiting. Like 10 minutes go by. This dude walks in, and he just throws the door open, storms straight there, and he just starts like demanding things. He's like, I want to talk to your manager. I've been waiting for like 20 minutes. I need my pizza. Like the whole 9 yards. The guy's like, I want my money back. All this. And I'm like, At the time, I worked in fast food. So this is like a raw cut that you're pouring salt into. And I'm like, dude,
Wait,
I am not on the clock right now,
Crazy.
and I don't work for this company. I'm gonna do something crazy. And so he's like demanding all this stuff, and he's about to leave, and I'm like, hey, dude, next time, don't be a dick about it. And he turns around and he looks at me, he's like, excuse me, what did you say? And I'm like, you heard me. Get your pizza and go. And he's like, do you want to take this outside? I was like, dude, you have no idea. I was like, you're 65 years old, 30 years past your prime. I'm 18, dude. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Little did you know it was Roy
And
Jones Jr.
I was pissed because Pat, bless his heart, was sitting right next to me. He starts apologizing to the guy. And I'm like, Pat, I'm going to fight you now.
No, dude. Pat's pretty.
But yeah, he mediated it enough to the point that I didn't actually fight the guy. Had Pat not been there, I would have fought the guy.
I don't get
But
why old people are
I-
so entitled.
I will say this. We got a free Coke out of the ordeal, so it was a W. Straight W.
I don't like when old people. I don't like when anybody's entitled. You know what's the worst? When young people are. I'm like,
Yeah.
you've contributed nothing to society. You fucking leech.
Yeah.
What have you invented? Nothing. Who have you killed? Nobody. You haven't killed anybody in the war. You haven't invented shit. Fuck you. You don't even pay your taxes, you cunt. You are a write-off. Your parents write you off, bro. Fuck you. You don't deserve that Sonic, you 44 cunt. Woo! Dropping knowledge on these cocksuckers. Why? No, I hate that shit.
No, I did too. Like, I just hate people. Like, just people who are like, they didn't work to move those cinder blocks. All right, they didn't complete the quest, and yet they're like, "Yo, where's my fucking dog?" Well, you got to get a dog thrown at you to get a dog.
You gotta
There
save
you
the
go.
old lady from the pimp. She'll throw the dog at you later, and you gotta go through the crest.
You want a free Coke? You gotta fight a dude at Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
That's what you need, bro. Everybody wants to be like, oh, but my daddy. Fuck your dad. Listen, I'll kill your dad, right? And I'll kill you too. But I'll make sure you're last. 'Cause
Yeah, you hear that? Angelo's coming.
He's
Yo, and he's got backup.
People who
We
are
got a
like,
black dude.
the guys who are always like the ones in school. Remember, like, did a kid ever tell you like their dad will beat you up? I'm like, you can't do that. That's child abuse. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just sick your 44-year-old dad on me. And I'm 10 years old. Like, what the fuck? That's not how this shit works.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Good. Not good. No, he can't. I mean, like, I don't want that to happen. But like, I don't want that to be
No,
a thing.
Dad, please.
I've seen my dad fight before. He'll kill you. Just kidding.
My dad's like really overweight and is not winning any fights. But like, he's super nice. Like
That's all you need.
Yeah,
Dude,
I love my dad.
my dad is so nice that
He's super smart,
nobody
too.
would fight him in their right mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
he's just too
that's-
friendly.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm not saying he's not physically capable. Like the dude has done manual labor for like most of his life, and he knows a lot. He's a
Those
strong guy.
are the scariest ones. Cowboys and manual labor workers. If you see them, like, just be thankful.
Their hands are like,
Because if he grabs you by the throat,
It's
your head's gonna explode.
it's like
Just
all callus.
all-
Like all of it. It's like
It's like you
an
go to
inch and a
high five.
half
You
diameter.
go to high five
of a
your dad. It's
finger.
like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
my old boss, when I used to work at the ranch, like every time I'd shake his hand, I'd feel like a complete bitch because it felt like shaking like an oak wood tree, and I'm like, I have like a pussy hand, like it feels like a dry pussy. That's what it is.
Like I was squeezing hard and like.
And then like
you,
when
you weren't
he's like,
squeezing.
oh,
Your
you
hand
really gotta
is
get
just.
in there, son.
yeah, I'm like no,
And
if
he's
you-
like,
and like if he like punches you like in the chest,
love you.
like your spine will fly out of your body. Are you taking a shit or what?
Hold on.
What are you
Keep
doing?
going.
All right,
all right.
but
Well,
I don't know.
how you doing, Casey?
I think he's gotta take a shit. Probably all that coffee. That he had.
Entitled.
I'm sorry.
Entitled.
Yeah. But I used,
Scrap Josh from the credits of this. Like, nah, he didn't.
We're actually
He
gonna
left.
put Zach's vinyl over Josh's.
What?
no,
Yeah.
actually, I think everybody needs to work at fast food.
Next
at one point.
episode, Josh is in the back.
Dude, okay, say that again.
No.
Everybody needs to work at fast food at one point in their life.
I agree. Not even for the character building. You just need to know what that feels like.
Yeah, because my older brother, God bless his heart.
Well, actually, that would be
my
character
older brother's
building.
great. My older brother's such a good guy, but he like sucks at talking to people at the drive-through. You know, I'm like, you gotta just relax. You know, and like I don't know. Also, I know what I like to do with people. Maybe they don't like it, but I think it's fun. Like just kind of like just talking to them like normally. I'm like, hey, let me get that shit like right there. Let's go. Not like that. That's like really dicky.
Dude, you. Sorry, I'm
Just
gonna,
talk to them like a normal person.
You meet like the best NPCs in fast food and retail.
Yeah.
Like the other day on my job, like shout out to this guy. I'm in the produce cooler, and he walks in, and he turns to his left, walks straight up to the lettuce, looks at it and goes, "Oh shit!" And I turn around and I look at him and I'm like, that was it. Like I don't even think he bought the lettuce.
Shit, you got lettuce.
Just completely took
Got lettuce, bro. Damn, bro. They got.
Same day. I'm in the bathroom, right? Like I'm sitting down in the stall, and this is when you have the best interactions with people. First of
In
all,
the bathroom?
the person to the left of me in the stall dropped like an entire sticker book of like just smiley face stickers, and I was like, "Oh word!" It's like, "Oh word." Oh, what is the joke the guy told? Hold on, go ahead and fill it. I actually wrote it down.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, like there are some people that like have zero experience. Like Angela, you're talking about like your crackhead hike leader. Like that's experience. Like even though you know you were young, that's still
We
like
got that XP though.
yeah, exactly. Like actual XP. Like you're out there, and now you know that like crackheads just have trailer parks where like they store ice cream cones.
Yeah, but
Like-
You don't get people like me from living a normal childhood where you play in the front
No,
yard.
no.
You gotta go on a couple hikes with some crackheads.
And
dude.
like that's
With
what like
dudes.
makes me feel like weird is because like I want to be rich and like I want to be able to give my kids a good life, but at the same
I
time,
want my kids to go on those crackhead adventures.
yeah, I want them to go on those crackhead adventures. Like I want them to live dangerous.
Why
stuff.
don't you take the crack? Then
No, 'cause then you
you'll
lose
be the
the
one.
Oh
taking
shit!
them on the
That's
adventures.
40
Because-
chairs right there. I should take crack now so that I can be an experienced crackhead by the time I have kids.
So you can give them like an accurate representation of what a crackhead hike would be.
I should
But-
give my
No,
kids
it-
crack.
No, you can't be the crackhead. You have to find your local, like, okay, so by the time you have kids, the most recent war would be like the Gulf War, the Iraqi War. So find one of those crackheads, because then you can be like the normal dad who just employs this other man who can't get wet.
I
Or else
gotta.
he'll throw you with the fire, like that happened to me.
The thing is, like, I feel bad because, like, I want to give my kid the crackhead adventures.
Dude, shout out to Vietnam vets real quick though. Hold on. Okay, so there's this guy, I'm not gonna name drop him, but he's a Vietnam veteran, and it was his birthday, and we had a big group out and we were celebrating with him, and as part of a gag, I was behind him at the table behind him, so I was reaching over with a fork to like hit his piece of cake, and he turns around and he sees me and he looks straight at me and he says, "I've killed women and children for less in Vietnam." And I was like, "Alright, have your cake."
Dude, okay, I think Vietnam was the first war where they actually had to like kill like children and shit all the time. Like except
Well, they
for
were just bombing like entire villages. Like,
No,
it was
and, like,
crazy.
No, they
No,
had to
but
kill like.
they had like insurgents that
Children.
were like kids.
Well, yeah, but World War II had like German people had young kids.
Good.
Like Asian people had young kids fighting. Like even us, we had people less than 18.
Yeah, they were
going-
like 16, 17.
Yeah.
But that's just like, it was a different time back then. Back then, we didn't have rights. They're like, oh, but you're not an adult. Fuck you. You're not going to be an adult after I send your ass to fucking Germany to blow up the Nazis.
I think as soon as you come out the womb, you're an adult. Like you
I
just need to have that crackhead experience.
I think that, like,
Raise yourself. It's like, oh man, where's my milk?
Like fuck you,
No, wait.
entitled bitch.
I was thinking about that, like what you were just saying about you don't want to raise your kids all cushy.
Hey,
What?
Max, you got something to say? You want to come over here?
Cats are crackheads.
That's what I thought.
No, but like, I want to be rich and shit too, but I don't want to like have my kids grow up all cushy because like,
Bruh,
yeah, I don't want
we'll
them.
sit Casey on you.
I don't want them to grow
She'll
up all
rub her eye on
cushy
you.
because I know people who grow up cushy and they're the most uninteresting people
Yeah.
I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
Those are the people who base their entire personalities off who's in office.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you're like the most
Or like
uninteresting person.
just like Hollywood, like they're like, oh my gosh, dude, I love this person, and then you're like, oh yeah, why do you like whatever art they make? And they're like, no, I love this person. Like they're so pretty.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
no, like what do you like about them besides how they look? And they're like, no, like they just so cute. Like
yeah, no, I just
I wish I could dress like
you
them.
you gotta have like life experience, you
Yeah.
know, and like
Life
even
experiences, man.
what happened to you?
fucking got a bunch of cat food juice all in my hand.
Was he hungry?
Yeah.
Oh, but like, also like when you grow up weird and you get nice shit, it's so much nicer.
Oh
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a lot of nice shit, but like the shit I got, I kind of like
Yeah,
appreciate.
the way that I was raised was to appreciate the things that I have, and the way that they did that is I didn't get allowance. I could do like things to earn money, but that was very like sporadically, and I had to buy most of the things that I wanted. Like I got things for my birthday and Christmas, but in between that, if I wanted something, I had to work for it.
When I was 15, I was a bodyguard for an old lady. I used to drive around with the car with her, and I'd get her groceries and shit.
Is this not
That's a-
the pimp one?
No, this is a different.
You're like,
this
look,
was
I
like,
have experience.
this
You're
was
just a
this
pretender.
was this was a few years ago.
See,
Like,
there you go.
She was like,
You had to be a certain level before you could accept that class.
yeah,
25.
but I would get like $30 every Tuesday.
Dang.
That's how much money I made. $30 every week.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, and then like like I would just.
You're a kid, dude.
I don't know
$30
who-
is like
No, 'cause
national treasure.
$15 would last me like 2 years. Like when I was that age. Now $30, I pissed that shit out. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know who I was protecting her from. This is a wet sex city, so like, I don't know where she was from, but she was very tall. Like I've never. She's like, besides my mom, was like the only woman I've ever seen that was like 6 feet tall.
She was like 7 feet tall.
So,
She was like 6
so
feet.
segue real quick back to my my bathroom stall interaction that I had.
Uh-huh.
I can't even call it interaction. So the guy who dropped the stickers like left, and I'm about to wrap up, and this other guy walks in. There's nobody else in the restroom but me. So he had to have been talking to himself. Well, actually, he was in 2 stalls over, so he gets out, and I just hear him talking to himself. Oh, I'd wash my hands for 20 seconds if these faucets would turn on. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Dude, I hate
That's-
those.
I'm like,
That's-
you told a dad joke to yourself.
It's practicing.
Like, is he practicing in the mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Once
He's
you
looking at himself and he's like,
That's incredible.
little did
he
you
said
know
that and he just.
when this is actually a very little known fact.
Straight face,
but-
dude. Oh.
In the delivery room, right after you have your first child, stapled to the back of the birth certificate is a list of dad jokes that you get.
Is that true?
I think like we should have kids around the same time, and as soon as they turn like 5 or 6,
You throw him in a.
throw them in the woods.
No, because you're not
Like,
gonna
that's
get
not
out.
what I was gonna say.
No,
I
I-
was gonna
we
say,
should
throw
all-
him in
No,
the
no,
ring
I
and
like
have
that
a battle
idea. I
royale.
like the idea of just throwing them in the
My
woods.
kid will fuck
Like-
your shit up.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna teach my kid to be like a warrior. Like your little like
If my
pussy
kid
kids
is
are gonna
not
be.
better than me, I missed the point.
That's like kind of like what the ultimate goal is
Sorry,
to be
Dad.
a father. Yeah, it's just like just be better than your dad. Well, I mean that's what I
Well,
want to
like
do.
that's what they
because-
want for us too.
Yeah, because like when I know like I'm not a perfect guy, and I'm gonna bring this little fucking ball of like literally infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
I can make it a piece of shit. I can make it like a fucking great person. So I'm a piece of shit. That's what happened to me, right? Like not through any fault of my parents, but just through school. I would just hang out with the shit kids, and
Dude,
that's what
it's
happens.
like,
Yeah.
you live and learn.
Yeah,
Right.
But like,
you really do.
I try to be a good person, but I want my kid to be like fucking like tip top magooey, like a good kid. I don't give a fuck about school that much because
I don't
can
know,
make-
dude.
you can make
School's
money.
School
so
is
fucked
not
up.
what it used to be.
as
No.
long as you're a decent kid, you're funny and you're nice to people. That's all I care about.
He has to have a sense of humor.
He better be funny. I swear to God.
I know he's like trying to tell you a joke. He's like,
But,
hey, if these faucets would turn on, I'd wash my hands for 20 seconds. And you're like, shut the fuck up, kid. Like,
But to make
He's like,
someone,
come here, son. Come here.
to
son.
make
Come
somebody
here."
funny though, you have to beat him up a little bit. Like you can't just have like a funny person who's lived a cushy life, or else you get a guy who like doesn't cuss.
You get Amy Schumer.
Yeah, well like
you
Bill
get Amy
Cosby.
Schumer, dude. I fucking hate Amy Schumer.
Dude,
Oh
come
my
on our
gosh.
podcast.
Explain yourself.
Give me.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll.
No, I think this. I know that like a lot of times like I'm very vulgar, but I think that's a good outlet, and I think that we're all kind of like just say crazy shit because we don't actually do that. Bill Cosby was always like, "Don't say a bad word. It's all about blah, 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 blah." And then he just molested like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have an outlet. That's
No.
what,
Dude.
because
Shout out to Bill Cosby though on the Cosby Show.
he did do a lot of good work on
He,
that.
he did do a lot.
It
of
just
good work
sucks
on
that he just wanted
It
to
does
stop
suck.
raping.
That would suck if we got canceled for like
What's
saying
that?
a
What's
bad
the
word.
Dave Chappelle skit? Like he rapes
Oh,
the
oh,
singer.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. See, you just gotta like have an outlet. Just say crazy shit, and that way you don't act on it.
Well,
get
what
that
would suck
out
is
of
if like we got canceled for just shit we say, and like we haven't even gotten to like snort coke off a prepubescent boy yet. Like Hollywood's really gone downhill.
Cancelled.
Yeah, we
I'm
get
not
canceled
doing
before
it.
we
Give
get
us
to
a
the cool
chance
shit.
to screw up before you cancel us.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
I don't even think no one's gonna get canceled, bro. Like,
No, we're not getting canceled.
like think about like why are you gonna?
They're
cancel?
gonna cancel you just for saying that.
Yeah.
no,
It's gonna, like,
I
be
really,
like
I think like
Like there are 14 to 18-year-old girls on Twitter right now. Like, dude, what did he just say? He said we're not gonna
no, it's
cancel
because they think that they
Set
have
a
power.
challenge.
They're the
Set a
ones that like
challenge.
have grown up with no shit whatsoever. So like they just make up shit. Like they
You've
see-
never gotten lost in the woods.
Yeah, you never had a hike with
I
a
didn't get
crackhead.
lost in the woods, but I did get lost on a hike with some family friends in like the Haines Mountains. We were there till dark as well.
Nature
I don't
like
remember
teaches
all of it
you.
exactly
Nature
either,
teaches
but-
you.
But yeah, we got lost.
On the first field trip in kindergarten, I ran away from the group and I tried to jump into the bear pit.
Dude, that's incredible.
The bear pit?
Yeah,
It's because
I was
Trying to go home?
you look
no.
like that.
no, we were at the Oakland Zoo, and then I was like literally like 3 foot tall, And then I was like, man, fuck these bullshit ass lines. They ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna go see the Bears. I just went through a crowd of people walking between people's legs and shit. I was just doing everything. And then I just got lost. And they looked for me for like 2 hours.
We should try to get
And then I stole a
the kid who fell in the Harambe's pit. The like.
Do you think he feels bad about that?
I don't know. That's what I want to know. I want to know how he feels.
That's why we got to bring him on.
Is he
If
only
you,
like
if you
2?
see this,
12?
whoever you are, come
Yeah.
on the podcast. Reach out to us.
Oh,
How
sorry.
old is he now, bro?
I don't know.
So it happened in 2016, and he was like young.
He was like
a
4,
little
wasn't
kid.
he?
Yeah, he
so
was like
he's
4.
like a teenager now.
I cannot talk like this in front of
Wait,
an
no.
8-year-old.
So no, he's like
Yeah.
8.
Was he that young? Was he 4?
I think he was
Are
like
you
4.
sure? He was
yeah.
like standing up on his own, dude.
Yeah, the
You
4-year-old.
stand
4-year-olds
up
can stand.
Yeah, but they kind of.
That's what I'm saying. When my
Fumble
kid's
around.
6,
At 4
he's
years
gonna
old?
like munch carpet like a madman.
Dude, who's carpet?
I don't know.
So,
Other
another
6-year-olds.
We're starting to release Zach from this
Okay,
podcast.
anyway, so we just got our first dislike on our videos. I think this is gonna get the second one after that joke.
yeah.
Frank left.
Yeah, he's gone.
I think on that note, if you're 6 years old, just know.
No, we're wrapping it up.
Stop,
We're wrapping it
stop.
up.
I don't want to hit it. It's okay.
All right.
Don't make me tie you up with
Do
the
I need to
fucking
get the
dynamite.
dynamite?
Yeah, dude.
No, dude, I'm not gonna touch any kids.
Don't make your kids fuck each other.
I'm not.
That's
No,
just as
I'm not
bad.
gonna make him do shit. I'm gonna let him be his own person.
When was it? How old were you when you got your first kiss? Actually, because
I was.
I was 6.
I was young too.
No, I got my first kiss like freshman year of high school. So I was like 14.
Actually,
No wonder you're so horny.
Yeah, you haven't even you haven't kissed. Okay, you gotta have your first kiss in kindergarten. Long ass break until you're like 12 again. You kiss another girl, you fucking run away with your balls all hurting, and then you go put baby oil on your dick, jerk it off a little bit. Don't come.
Can we stop?
I'm just telling you the progression of man, alright? This is the progression of who I am today. And then you go on another couple breaks and get a girlfriend, and then you just get married. Really young, and you get divorced, you lose all your shit that you don't even own yet.
Dude, you
bank
just
owns it.
explained like the 1920s.
Yeah, no, except it was,
Getting married at like 12 years old. And
Yeah, but-
going to war.
No, he's describing like the boomers. That's why they're all sad.
because
It's because they didn't munch carpet when they were 6. So like, I'm writing a
You're a
parenting
little
book. This is
Okay, so we've been here for an hour.
Have we been here for an hour?
Yeah.
I feel
for
like
an
we can
hour.
actually keep going, dude. Like it's only 3:42.
I don't know. Like I feel like I'm
I
feeling
feel like
pretty
this
confident about
is a good end point.
I feel like this.
I feel like if
Makes
we go
our
any
image
farther,
pretty
Zach
good.
is going to ruin us.
I think.
Yeah, I'm
ruining
I'm
himself.
trying to get us canceled
Yeah.
like already.
We already got our first dislike, bro.
We better get our second dislike
No.
on this podcast.
That's the worst message to put out.
All publicity is good publicity.
Okay, on that note.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching.
Make sure
stick
you
with us.
like, share, and subscribe. Send it to people you love. Send it to people you don't even like that much.
Dude,
Take it to your-
Send it to everyone.
If you love this,
If-
send it to your loved ones. If you hate it, send it to your enemy.
If you know
There
someone
you go.
who would like get really annoyed at hearing this, like send it to them.
Play this at your AA meeting. Do whatever you gotta do, bro.
Do what you gotta do, man.
Do what you
I
got.
love
Gotta
you.
do. Shout out to your local crackhead. Tell them about us.
Fuck pedophiles.
Don't-
Kind of fuck old people, but they're aight. And then
I think most people are alright.
All right.
They're all right. Like they,
And then
they have
fucking
to
tell
earn
people.
their spot.
be nice to people at fast food restaurants. And on that note,
Legalize
I love
gladiator
you.
fights for like